Hey YouTube, this is the Death Scouter, and today we are going to make another video, this time putting in a T connection to replace the wiring harness for your trailer. Here's what I've got. There's different kits that you can do this with, but I'm going to be using the T kit. So what this has is it has your flat 4 connector that will come out to your trailer. It has the T that will connect in with your passenger side tail light, and then it has the T that'll connect into the driver's side tail light, and a grounding wire. So this is pretty simple. Just want to roll through this real quick so that you see what all is involved here, and then this will hide up inside. So to take the connectors off, what we'll do is we'll use our Torx T20 screwdriver. We'll open up the tailgate. We'll get these 2 screws out. I've already done this just to make sure that I got the right wiring harness. And we'll just pull that out. Only these 2 pins hold your tail light lens in place. And then this is the connector that we need to get off. And the dreaded red tabs that people keep messaging me in my videos, and they say I can't get the tab open. They will go. You just have to force them. You just push that with a screwdriver until it's open. What that is, that's a safety locking tab. And then push down on this other tab and pull this right off. And then what you'll have here is you'll have a male and a female, and it will really be this simple. The wiring harness in the one end, and then the tail light in the other end. The trickiest part about the job, and it's really not tricky, it's just that the dirtiest part of the job, is before you make these connections, you're going to have to route these wires underneath your trailer, your bumper here, and hide them so that they don't drag the ground and fall out all over the place. So what I want to do here is I want to show you that all I did was take off the twist tie and separate passenger side from driver's side. Okay, so all of this muck will tuck up underneath the driver's side taillight lens. This will come up behind the passenger side taillight. Okay, so we're going to start this ordeal by removing the screws that hold in the taillight lenses. Now on the driver's side, you got to open up your tailgate and swing your door open, and there's 2 Torx screws in there that I've already removed. So we can come over here now and just grab hold of the lens and wiggle it out. And what we have here, now this is going to look a little different on this side because I've already replaced this tail light once. So this is aftermarket, but it's going to be the same electrically. So what we're going to do is all of this has to be hidden and tucked in up here behind the taillight lens. So instead of trying to force all of this in this big box up under the bumper, what we're going to do is we're going to feed down the passenger side and then run this to the other side and then feed it right back up. So what you'll find, if you can get a shot down in there from this angle, and what you'll find is that there's a gap. There are gaps in here in the bumper where you can just feed the wiring harness down, and it should just drop right through to the bottom of the bumper, and you get underneath and you can pull it, just pull it right out, just like that. So it didn't take any effort at all to get this out. And then what's going to happen in here, the only thing that makes this not 100% tool free, and we're going to have to route the flat 4 connector down as well, is there is a screw hole here. Already exists, and if not, if you're just adding your trailer hitch and your wiring harness for the very first time, that screw hole may or may not exist, I don't know. I used to have a trailer hitch before, that's why I know that this is here. This is the grounding wire, so I'm going to have to throw a screw on there, and then all of this just tucks in the back. And what we will do here is we will just wire this in with the T. So we'll grab hold of our evil red connector that Jeep puts on every electrical connection. You've heard me bitch about it about a dozen times already, so and it comes right off. and male into female. Lock it in place, and then once again lining up the notches, plug it in till it clicks, lock it in place, and then when I throw this screw on and feed the flat 4 connector down, I'll be done on the driver's side. Okay, so just the sheet metal screw will hold that in place, and then we'll come back as we're connecting the passenger side, and we'll hook up a wire tester and we'll make sure that it works. Okay, now that I've put all the parts in behind the driver's side lens, we're going to go ahead and route this over to the passenger side. Thing to keep in mind is, even if you got underneath the car and you tried to route this up and over the trailer hitch, it's still just going to fall out the front. So if you can see how I'm just going to route it over here without too much care, we'll tie it up and get it out of the way with some wire ties. So what we want to do now is we're going to come from underneath, and we're going to feed it up through a gap that's down here behind the bumper, and then we'll be able to just reach down and grab it. So let me do that now, and you'll recognize this from the bottom. I'll get down here on the bottom and show you where the light's coming through. Shine the light down, Joe. Okay, so you should be able to see, as he's shining the flashlight down, there's plenty of opening that we can just route this up. And you should see that coming out the top. And we will just route that up there, through there. You see it? Okay, now do me a favor, just, there you go, plenty of light. Can you see that? Just pull it. So we just routed this straight up through the side here. You saw it was really no big deal. And we're going to go ahead and just take advantage of this T connection. Plug that in all the way. And lock it in place. And then plug this one in. That's what those rotten clips look like. Just got this little spring-loaded piece in the middle that makes your life miserable. We'll just plug that in. You heard that click. And we'll slide that tab back over. Push in that locking tab. Line up our 2 holes here and our 2 screws, and the passenger side will be done.